looking at the dollar yen this week, we've been watching this market for the past several weeks, and we've seen this move from low to high. I've illustrated it with several of the different classes that we do, and I just think it's a wonderful move, and I'm looking for that move to continue on here this coming week. But first, we have to find some real good support to be basing all of this stuff on. So hopefully that will happen this week. Now, over here on the daily time frame, I'm looking right around the $12 down to about $10 area. This 110.27 up to 112. Okay, I'm looking right around in that area for us to find some support. I think that price can come down here just a little bit lower, bounce off of this 112.16. If it does this week, I think it could come down here, find support, and then rally up to the upside and break 115. Okay, because 115 down to 114.46, this supply zone is now weak. Okay, so we just need to wait patiently for that. The other possibility that I could see happening is us bounce down to 111.36 and then rally up as well. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that if we look at the daily confluence here, if we drop down here to this verse zone that we have below us, and that is from the 112.16, if we drop down to that zone this week, which is the most obvious one to go with, just because we've pushed in a new low down below 112.62. So if we look at this, you can see the two, a blue zone and an aqua zone that have confluence down here. So I'm really looking for us to bounce off of this aqua zone and possibly off the zone edge here at 112, or yeah, 112.14. If price goes through this level for some reason and bounces off of the level that has been here for several months, I also want to explore that option too. And just look for the daily zone confluence down here, and what 4-hour time frames do we have giving us confluence at this level down here. So as we look at the 4-hour time frame, what we see below us here at 112 down to 110 is heavy demand on both the daily time frames. We have 4-hour zones that are absolutely huge and overlapping each other, just stair-stepping right on top of each other. We've had a lot of support off of 112.16, which is the top of the daily zone as well as the top of the 4-hour time frame. So I'm really looking for price to have some stopping power right there. And we did push below the 112.62, so I don't see any reason for us not to come down here to this daily level, if not down to this daily level here. So the 4-hour time frames are actually larger than the daily zones, and that's okay. We just know that there is a whole lot of demand down here waiting for price to come down and for buyers to step in as we look to continue on in our second wave of this major move to the upside and to retest the 117 areas overall. Last time we talked about the euro dollar, we saw that the wave was coming here, and we're looking for a pullback into this general area where it did pull back into, and now it's starting to push to the downside. This coming week, I would like to see price continue on in that push to the downside and really take out this low down here at the 103.42 area. And we will see if that happens, but I would like to see a nice big red candle here if possible this week. Now that we've had a little bit of time to look at the real big picture, let's look at what it looks like here on the daily. If you're not short on this market already, let's just talk about the opportunities that lie. Okay, now we've been looking short on this market for quite some time. That you guys can probably guess that I'm already short. But if you're not short, what do we want to wait for? Well, what we would want to wait for is possibly a retest of this daily supply zone here at 106.23. I could see us doing something like that as far as the retracement goes. I don't really want to see that happen right away, just because that would take out this big red candle right here. So I'd like to see price move down this coming week and hit that level before we get a retracement back to the upside at all. As we look at the 4-hour time frame here, I'm just going to tell you what zone looks interesting to me, and that is I like this zone right here from the 106.07 up to 106.17 here on the 4-hour time frame. I would like to see price rally since it's beaten this aqua zone here. I'd like to see price rally up into that area and then drop back down. So if you could be a seller up here, I think that would be a good play to go with. Again, practice good risk reward. We know where the other side of the zone is here at 17. So I'd be looking for price to bounce inside of that area before taking it short. If price doesn't get up there, then it's just a matter of a waiting game of finding a resistance level that you can take in the overall downtrend direction. So for this coming week, I'm looking short, but where do you get short at? And that would be at a resistance point, a lot like this zone here. We do have some demand that we have just formed, and actually this isn't demand, this is just support. Okay, so we are forming some new support levels, but I think we can get a little bit higher before breaking the new lows. Okay, so this coming week I'd be looking for that type of check mark trade to work out here, and we will see how that goes.